Level 1. The Spectator. You're not really a racing driver yet. You're someone who simply loves cars. You spend your weekends watching Formula 1, IndyCar, endurance racing, rallying, or GT racing. You know the drivers. You know the teams. You argue with your friends about which car is fastest, and eventually you decide you want to experience it yourself. So you find a local karting track, you put on a helmet, you sit in a tiny kart, and for the first time, you experience what speed actually feels like. There are no sponsors, no engineers, no giant team, no expensive motorhome, just you, the kart, and the track. You aren't thinking about your career yet. You're just trying to go faster than the person beside you. You learn the basics. Brake later, accelerate earlier, take the racing line, don't turn too aggressively, and most importantly, don't crash. At this level, racing is entertainment. You go home afterward. You get back into your normal life. But something has changed. Now you want more. Level 2, the Karting Racer. Now you decide to compete seriously. Suddenly, karting isn't just something you do for fun. You need your own equipment, helmet, racing suit, gloves, shoes, tools, spare parts, tires, fuel, and eventually your own kart. And that's when you discover the first great truth of motorsport. Going fast is expensive. Your weekends change. Instead of relaxing at home, you're traveling to tracks. You arrive early, you unload the cart, you prepare the equipment, you practice, you qualify, you race, then you pack everything back into the trailer and drive home. And your family might become part of the team. One person checks the tires, another watches lap times. Someone carries equipment, someone pays the bills, and you're learning something most spectators never see. Racing isn't just about driving, it's preparation. At this level, you're learning how to lose, because you're going to lose a lot. Someone will qualify ahead of you, someone will pass you, someone will crash into you, someone will have a faster kart. Sometimes you'll do everything correctly and still finish second. That's where the obsession begins, because second place doesn't feel like failure anymore. It feels like unfinished business. Level 3, the Rookie. Now, you're no longer racing just because it's fun. You're racing to win. Your entire weekend revolves around lap times. You study the track, you analyze braking points, you watch onboard videos, you talk to your mechanic, you look at tire temperatures, you compare data. Every tiny mistake matters. Brake 2 meters too early, you lose time. Accelerate 2 meters too late, you lose time. Take the wrong line, you lose time. You realize that the difference between winning and losing can be almost invisible. Your lifestyle becomes more disciplined. You start exercising. You improve your reaction time. You work on your neck and core. You pay attention to your sleep. You watch what you eat. Because racing a kart for several laps might look easy from the outside. Inside the helmet, your body is working constantly. And now, people begin noticing you. Maybe you win a regional championship. Maybe a racing team contacts you. Maybe someone tells you that you could actually have a future in motorsport. And that's when the dream becomes serious. Level 4, the Car Racer. The kart comes off. The racing car comes in. And suddenly everything becomes bigger. The car is faster, heavier, more powerful, more expensive. The braking zones become more serious. The consequences become bigger. And your competition becomes more professional. You're no longer racing children in rental carts. You're racing drivers who may have been preparing for this moment for years. Your weekends become completely different. You arrive at a circuit. You meet your engineers. You inspect the car. You attend briefings. You practice. You qualify. Then you race. And after the race, you don't simply ask, "Did I win?" You ask, "Why was I slow?" Maybe you lost 3/10 in one corner. Maybe your tire temperatures weren't right. Maybe your setup wasn't balanced. Maybe the driver ahead simply had better racecraft. Everything becomes data. Your driving is analyzed, your mistakes are recorded, and your performance starts affecting your future. Because at this level, people aren't just watching whether you're fast. They're watching whether you're worth investing in. Level 5, a newborn. Now, racing is becoming your life. You travel from circuit to circuit, different cities, different tracks. Your suitcase is almost permanently packed. Your normal friends might spend weekends at parties. You're standing in a paddock at 7 a.m. Your morning starts with preparation, fitness, briefing, track walk, data analysis, then practice, then qualifying, then the race. And the pressure becomes much higher. Because now you have expectations. Sponsors expect results. Your team expects results. Your manager expects results. And most importantly, you expect results. A bad weekend doesn't just mean disappointment. It can affect your career. One driver gets promoted, another gets dropped. One driver receives a sponsor, another suddenly needs to find money just to continue racing. Motorsport starts teaching you another brutal lesson. Talent matters. But talent alone isn't always enough. You need money, connections, consistency, fitness, mental strength, and timing. Level 6, the famous racer. Now, you're one of the best drivers in your country. Your name starts appearing in racing media. People recognize your helmet. Fans follow your results. Young drivers start watching your onboard footage. But behind the scenes, your life becomes even harder. The cars are faster. The teams are more sophisticated. The engineers are more experienced. And the smallest advantage matters. Your preparation becomes almost obsessive. You study telemetry. You review every corner. You analyze competitors. You work with fitness coaches. You practice reaction drills. You train your neck. You work on endurance. You protect your sleep. You control your diet. Because when you're fighting for a championship, your body becomes part of the machine. And now you have something else. Pressure. When you're an amateur, crashing is embarrassing. When you're a professional, crashing can be expensive. Sometimes extremely expensive. Every mistake has consequences. Level 7, International Racer. Now you're crossing borders. Your racing career becomes international. Your passport is always in your bag. Airports become familiar. Hotels become temporary homes. You might race in Europe one weekend, Asia the next, then another country after that. The glamour starts becoming visible, but the reality is exhausting. Long flights, jet lag, constant preparation, different tracks, different weather, different languages, different competitors. You might wake up thousands of kilometers from home and have to perform at your absolute maximum that afternoon. There is no excuse. The clock doesn't care that you're tired. The track doesn't care that you're jet-lagged. Your competitors certainly don't care. And the faster you become, the more people expect from you. Level 8, the professional racer. At this level, you're among the best drivers in the world. Your lifestyle looks glamorous from the outside. Luxury hotels, international travel, professional equipment, huge racing facilities, fans, interviews, sponsors. But your actual life is incredibly controlled. You can't simply stay up all night. You can't ignore fitness. You can't constantly eat whatever you want. You can't show up unprepared. Your body is an instrument. Your mind is an instrument. Your reputation is an asset. And your career has a clock. Every season matters. Every qualifying session matters. Every championship matters. Because there are always younger drivers coming behind you. Someone faster, someone hungrier, someone willing to take your seat. At the highest levels of racing, staying at the top can be harder than reaching it. Level 9, the big fight. Now you're fighting for something much bigger, a world championship. Your life becomes almost completely centered around racing. The season dictates your calendar. Your team dictates your schedule. Your performance dictates your reputation. Every race weekend has enormous importance. You arrive at the circuit knowing millions of people could be watching. Your name is on television. Your helmet appears on merchandise. Fans wear your number. And when you sit inside the car before the race begins, everything becomes quiet. The noise disappears. The crowd disappears. The cameras disappear. There is only the steering wheel, the track, and the countdown. And now, every decision you've made throughout your entire life has led to this moment. Level 10, the world champion. Then one day, you win, not just a race, the championship. For years, you've sacrificed weekends, money, comfort, sleep, relationships, normal life, and now you're standing on the podium holding the trophy. Thousands of people are watching. Your team is celebrating. Your family is crying. Your name is permanently written into the history of the sport. The next morning, you wake up exactly the same person. The championship doesn't make you faster. It doesn't make the next season easier. In fact, it may make everything harder, because now you're the person everyone wants to beat. Every competitor studies you. Every journalist asks about you. Every mistake becomes news. And every race begins with the same question. Can you do it again?